My name is Farzeen. I study Media Communication and Cultural Studies, and I'm in my final year, so third year at Newcastle. I decided to become a peer mentor for a couple of reasons, but the main reason was that I had a really rewarding experience with my own mentor when I came in first year. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of people become peer mentors. There were a few questions that I had and she answered them really, really well. And the relationship I had with her was really lovely. She was sort of like a big sister to me, even though I didn't know her before coming to university. And that was really lovely. And the other reason why I was really keen on becoming a peer mentor is because something I realised in the sort of first year of university is that before coming to university, it's very overwhelming and you're very sort of caught up in the excitement of being at university. And once you get there, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to know and so much to think about, and it can get very overwhelming. So it's nice to have someone there for you. And for me, I really felt that with my own peer mentor. So you set up some meetings with your mentees across a period of 6 weeks, and you will meet with them just to discuss certain topics. So sometimes you can choose your own topics, but perhaps you could talk about housing, how to manage stress, how to budget well, working productively and working smart. And those would just be like your tips that you would give them on those certain topics. The main thing really is that you would answer any questions that they have. So they might send you an email or send you a message just asking you a question, and you would basically just answer that the best as you can. And if you don't answer that, then if you're not able to answer it, then you would either find out the information to answer it or refer them to whoever can answer it. And the other thing is sort of referring them onto services that they may need. So for example, if you think that they would benefit from the student wellbeing service, then you could refer them onto that. I think one key bit of advice I would give is that the more questions you ask, the more you get out of the scheme, and the more that you get out of that peer mentor, peer mentee relationship. One might think that a question is too silly to ask, but there are no silly questions. Like any question you're to ask, your mentor would take you seriously and answer them. And so I think it's important for a mentee to ask whatever they want to ask and express any of their concerns too. And that's how they would get the most out of their scheme, because there's a lot that your mentor would know about the university and how it works and the services that exist. And in your first year of university, you might not know that much information about sort of the university. And so it can be very, very important to have that person there. And so it's important to ask those questions and to make the most out of the scheme in that way. I think one of the main transferable skills is that you become very socially responsible and you're able to be very empathetic and compassionate towards your mentees and understand, where they're coming from, even if you don't necessarily experience what they're experiencing. And so you get to know sort of their experience as someone who's from a different, cultural, diverse background from you. And as well as this, it makes you become very resilient. Of course, you would be a peer mentor in your second or third year of university. And so there's a lot of other things that often you could be juggling. And so I think, it makes you very resilient in that you have to sort of problem solve with them, but also manage your own deadlines and work on your own sort of assignments and whatnot. And the other transferable skill is that you come across as very engaged in the scheme, in the mentor scheme and program, but also just with your mentees more specifically. And that is something that I think looks very good for graduate recruiters as well, that you really care about, helping other people, and that you haven't just gone through your university experience just focusing on yourself. You've been sort of helping those around you as well. Both being nominated and actually winning Peer Mentor of the Year was very sort of shocking for me. I didn't expect it at all. Of course, that's not sort of why I was involved in the scheme, and so it was just to sort of help the students, and I just thought I was doing what any other peer mentor would be doing. So it was a shock, but it was a really sort of heartwarming feeling to know that what you were doing and the support that you were providing was not going unnoticed, and that the mentees that I had were very thankful for sort of that mentee-mentor relationship. I would say if you're thinking of becoming a peer mentor and you really do want to help people sort of answer their questions and support them and be there for them, it's definitely worth doing. It's a very rewarding experience, and of course they would gain something from it, but you would also gain a lot from it, and it also teaches you a lot as well about your own skills, but also about other university students and what they're going through. So it's all in all a very rewarding experience.